Alright guys, today I want to do a little bit of a comparison of what I would say is probably one of the top 2 best beginner kayaks. I wouldn't say budget because everyone's definition of budget's different, but behind me over here is the Old Town Sportsman 106, which I have the specs here that came with the kayak, and then he has my brother runs a Bonafide RS 117. So we're going to start with the specs for the Old Town. For the 106, the 10-foot one, comes in at 10 foot 6 inches. The width is 34.5 inches. The assembled boat weight is 85 pounds, which I'll get into that here in a little bit. The total weight capacity is 440 pounds, and the usable weight capacity is 359 pounds. So right off the bat, we'll talk about stuff with the RS 117 with the specs, and then we're going to go into the positives and negatives of both. So for the RS 117 is 11 foot 7 inches. The width is 33.5 inches. The weight with the seat is 77 pounds, and the capacity is 425 pounds. So right off the bat, I'm going to start with the negatives of both of these kayaks. So as far as the Old Town goes, the first one that stands out to me is the weight. My brother has almost 1.5 feet on my kayak, and his is already lighter. And you can tell just with 2 people that his kayak's a lot lighter than mine. With that being said, they're both still good kayaks, but that is a negative of the Old Town. Is it's really heavy if it's just one person, if you're carrying it or trying to drag it. Another negative that I would say with the Old Town is in the back. If you are buying a kayak in hopes of putting on like a Torpedo or any kind of trolling motor, the Old Towns aren't really designed in order to put a motor on it. There's no room to actually work with mounting a bracket or like anything of that sort. So those would be the 2 negatives for me. A negative for my brother's kayak, we've been playing around with them. We had them on the Susquehanna and everything. His isn't as wide, so as soon as you get in either one of them, you can tell that it's stable, but it's not the same as the Old Town, which is where a positive comes in, is since it's heavier and wider, it's a little bit more stable as far as standing up goes. But as far as putting a motor on his, I'll show you. There's room to work with either the front or the back. There's a compartment there that you can reach in, so you could actually mount a trolling motor on that and set everything up. With the Old Town, you can see you can't really mount anything to it, and the same goes for the front because of the handle here and the waterproof storage compartment. So when you're looking into either one of these, if you would consider these options, as far as the Old Town goes, I would say if you are looking, and these are both paddle kayaks, these aren't pedal drives or anything. The Old Town I would get more for a river float, which is what I use it for. And both of them are really good kayaks, but the Old Town is just a little bit wider and a little bit more stable in my opinion. As far as my brother's kayak goes, it's an awesome river kayak as well. But if you are looking to fish more smaller lakes or go in little back channels of lakes, anything like that, I would consider his, just because when it comes to paddling, since mine's wider and heavier, it takes a lot more effort to paddle it. His kayak's a little bit more narrow and the front tapers more to a point, and his cuts through the water a lot better. So it's definitely kind of got to pick and choose what you want to use it for. If you're looking for a lake, I'd pick the Bonafide. If you're doing more river fishing, I'd kind of lean towards the Old Town. As far as price goes on both of these, we both got them, was that December or January? In December. We found both of them on sale. So if you are looking, I would wait to do that if you can. Mine retailed, I believe, is $1,100, and I found it as a leftover at a place about an hour and a half from my house for $780. I got it for, because it was a leftover, and they do a sale. So right there, you saved money right off the bat, which I use that extra money to put into a Yak Attack box and just a couple accessories. Cole got his about 2.5 hours away, and it's the same situation. He bought his on sale. What'd you pay? $1,100? He paid $1,100 for his on sale, which we both saved money, and his was only a little bit more too, because he's paying for a little bit of a bigger kayak. A couple little comparisons we'll go through if you want to get down to like the nitty-gritty. As far as seats go, his seat sits a little bit higher the way the adjustment is when you put it in there, and he has a lot more clearance under his seat compared to the Old Town, which I have it on the top one as him, and there's room. I don't know if I'll be able to show it on the camera, but you can kind of see how much higher his seat sits up in his kayak compared to mine. And then as far as storage goes, I would pick the Old Town for storage, just because it has a deeper area back here. I like how everything's set up on that one, and this is just like being very picky. His is condensed, he just has that one area, but you can also put a trolling motor on the back, like I said, which is why those kayaks are designed like that. As far as the front, if you want to be picky too, this one has the waterproof storage that goes inside the kayak, and his just has the piece on top and then the fabric that covers it. So yeah, we're not going to dive too deep into it. It's just some of the basics for people that want to get into river fishing or want to get a kayak. Definitely wait for leftover kayaks around Christmas time. You'll save a lot of money there. Then you can use that money to put into accessories for your kayak, paddle holders, the Yak Attack box, certain rod holders, wizard anchors like we have on ours. So if you guys have anything you want to add to the video, just comment it down below. I hope you guys enjoy it, and thanks for watching.